Alright guys, quick video. I want to talk about striker-fired versus hammer-fired handguns. Now this video is completely 100% geared towards newer gun owners or somebody looking to buy that first handgun. I do get a lot of questions on this. People ask, which platform is better? Why should I pick one over the other? The quick answer to those questions is basically personal preference. Okay, one isn't better than the other, and it all boils down to training. Either one of these platforms is an incredibly effective manual of arms and will work incredibly well. Hammer-fired guns have been around longer, but striker-fired guns have more than proven themselves in the last 30, 40 years, give or take. So either one of these is going to be an incredibly reliable platform. Okay, just make sure you're buying a good gun from a good manufacturer. Don't worry about whether or not it's hammer-fired or striker-fired. Now, there are still some differences that you, the end user, are going to notice. I'm not going to talk about the mechanical differences in these two guns or how they function. I'm going to talk about how you, the end user, perceive the differences in these two guns, and basically that's going to boil down to the trigger. Okay. Right here we have a SIG P228. It is a hammer-fired gun. It is a double action, single action, which most hammer-fired guns are. Yes, I'm aware that 1911s are single action only, all right? But for the most part, even in revolvers, most of the hammer-fired firearms out there on the market are going to be double action, single action. Basically what that means is your first shot is going to be double action. The trigger pull is going to be long and heavy. You see the hammer going back, it pulls the hammer all the way back and then releases it. Every shot after that first shot, okay, is going to be short and very light, all right? On a striker-fired gun, however, every single shot is consistently the same. The first shot, the second shot, the last shot. Every single shot is going to be the same no matter what. The other main difference is that you're going to experience as the user of these firearms is going to be the weight of the trigger as well. The heavier trigger pull of the double action for your first shot, on this particular gun, it's about 11.5 pounds. Every shot after that on this particular gun runs around 3.5 pounds. So very heavy first trigger pull, very lightweight trigger pulls for every shot after that. This one, depending on which model Glock you get and what you've done to it, this one's been customized a little bit. But your standard Glock or Smith & Wesson or most striker-fired guns out there are going to come in at right about 6 pounds for every single shot. So there's consistency here, but you never get a really lightweight trigger pull, but at the same time you never get a heavy trigger pull either. What I found from newer gun owners is most people prefer the striker-fired gun just because of the consistency of the trigger pull, but I have known some people as well that like the somewhat additional safety of having a heavier trigger pull up front because maybe they're concerned about a negligent discharge, and this is kind of a safety factor that helps avoid that. By having that very heavy intentional trigger pull right up front, it can be a safety measure because I'm not a fan of manual safeties. I like just a decocker. And so if safety is something you're concerned with, maybe that's the better option for you. Ultimately, as far as I'm concerned when it comes to safety, as long as you are following the rules of safety, you have a good holster for your gun, you keep your finger off the trigger, it doesn't matter whether even you have a 1911 with the hammer back, okay? If you're following proper safety rules of owning a gun, you shouldn't have a negligent discharge anyway. But again, as I said, if you're a little bit more of the, worried about safety, then maybe this is a better choice for you. But ultimately, I feel most people, especially newer gun owners, like the consistency of the trigger pull on these. So that's the basic differences between these two. It's all about the trigger. So that's it, guys. Hopefully somebody out there found it educational and enjoyable. I do appreciate you guys watching. As always, question, comments, anything like that, leave it down below, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.